Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this update, we are going to do a complete Elliott waves analysis on Polkadot's price chart and see what is going on. And I'm going to tell you why am I extremely bullish on this. So, are you ready? Let's dive in and see what is going on. And as you can see, I already have some counts in here because I think back in the day, about let's say 2 years ago, I was also doing Polkadot videos and I still stand by what I said in those updates. You see, in my view, this is most likely a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure, as you can see with all the subwaves, and followed by that, now I'm going to say there's actually a very good argument to be made for Polkadot to finally have hit its final bottom right in here around 3.1 cents, and I think the overall pattern is going to be most likely an A, B, C zigzag. And in terms of the subwaves, there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down into a correction for wave B. Let's say an ABC flat. I'm going to tell you in a bit why. And then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down into our C leg. And let's go on the live chart and count some waves. So I think we can all agree that this is a rather strong move down. And when it comes to the subwaves, I do think this is our initial move down. Excuse me, what just happened? Let's just take this object again. This is our initial phase down into 1, correction for wave 2, followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down into wave 3, ABC into 4, and then another clear cut impulse on the downside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into wave 5. Now, followed by that, I think a correction started in Polkadot and the beginning of it is right in here. However, the end of it, in my view, is actually going to be around this point and not necessarily the highest high in this area. And I want to talk about the idea of having an ABC running flat, which looks like this. This is our initial move up into our A leg, followed by a correction down into wave B. And as you can see in it, we are going to take this initial low and then another move up into our C leg. And in this phase, we are not going to take the height of our A leg. What if we take it? At that point, this is called an ABC expanded flat. Nonetheless, the subwaves for all of these patterns are very much similar, meaning ABC into A, ABC into B, there we go, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the upside into our ceiling. Now let's go on the live chart and see what is happening. And I think we can all agree that this is indeed a rather strong move up. And I need you to consider the low of our correction in this phase down right in here and not this point. And this is probably going to be a truncated final wave down. And in that case, well, okay, what do we have? Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, and this is definitely an ABC zigzag, do not get me wrong. And between these two waves, we are probably having to around, let's say, this point an A leg, followed by correction for wave B, and another 1, 2, 3, 4 truncated wave 5 into our C leg. So let's zoom out real quick. Okay, what do we have on a higher degree? I'm thinking probably an A, B, C running flat. And if we are able to find a 5 wave from here to about the lowest low, that means in Polkadot we can argue, you know what, hopefully we have hit our final bottom. And I think you are able to argue that. Let's go on H4 time frame so you can see the structures a little bit better. Okay, in my opinion, this is probably from here to around this low, a wave 1, followed by probably an ABC zigzag into wave 2, and then 1, 2, wave 3 to about here, correction for 4, another move down into wave 5, into this larger degree wave 3. This might be an ABC or maybe even a WXY in form of a double zigzag, since it seems like it's rather a sharp move on the upside, doesn't really matter. And this is, I think, definitely another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 5. And in fact, if you just zoom on a bit more, you can absolutely identify the subways for it. This is 1, this is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into wave 3, correction for 4, another move down into wave 5. So this is definitely an impulse down to about the lowest low. And on a higher degree, what do you have? I am really hoping that we are going to have complete subwaves for a beautiful looking, starting from the highest high, A, B, C zigzag, suggesting, you know what, in Polkadot we have probably hit our final low. and now it's time for a very strong bounce back. Now, if you really want to be optimistic, you can actually argue that even on a higher degree overall in the long term, this 5 up is into 1, this ABC into wave 2, and what's next if this count is happening? Huge move up into wave 3, 4, 5, and let's just ignore for now this wave 4 and 5 because this might be for the next bear and bull market. Doesn't really matter. Let's just focus on this thing, which in it, if this count is truly in play, we can expect Polkadot to set an all-time high and take the highest high all the way up here around $60. However, I don't for now at least want to be that optimistic. I'm just going to count on a rather strong retrace on the upside, and probably before we take the highs in here, I'm going to argue maybe it's bear market time and we're going to get a move down. And pay attention, it's not really going to be necessarily a bad sign. Why? Because assuming that we are going to get a good retrace, okay, fair enough. Let's just identify some levels Fibonacci wise. There we go. Okay, if we are going to have a good retrace, makes sense to say that we are going to reach to about the 61.8% level, which is going to be all the way up here around $36, meaning what? From the current point, we are probably going to have like a 10x move on the upside by the end of this cycle, which in my view, it's definitely more than enough. So you know what? Let's not be that greedy, and also don't be overwhelmingly optimistic. Let's just have, let's say, an 8 to 10x move up, and then at that point we are going to see what's next based on the price action that we are going to get until then. For now, let me just tell you this: in Polkadot, I think the stage is set for a great move up, and in the next videos we are going to talk about the short-term price action and see what is happening specifically in this area right in here, and why even in the short term I am very much optimistic. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Polkadot's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.